Hey ladies, it's Charlie O and Lola, and we're the Shady Ladies. We're a couple of love coaches that love to sit on the patio, drink champagne, and talk about sex and love and relationships with no shame. We're here to help you to keep it exciting. So the vulva, what an amazing topic. Multifaceted. It never gets enough attention, and even among women and female doctors, I think it doesn't get enough attention. So a lot of people commonly call the vulva the vajayjay or the vagina, and it isn't. So let's just clarify. So the vagina is actually the opening where you would have intercourse.
Yes.
Or a baby would be delivered from there.
Yes.
Right? So that is the vagina. The vulva is the whole network.
Yes.
And let me just tell you,
the
ladies.
Workhorse of the
Absolutely.
Of your body.
Let me just tell you, the whole vulva network is full of erogenous zones.
Yes. They are.
So that is amazing in and of itself. We have a whole lot of places to be aroused and to tease, tantalize. It's kind of amazing. So the vulva is, it's the whole female genitalia. It encompasses the mons, which is like the mound on the front side of the body that where the pubic hair is, if you have pubic hair there. So the mound, and it is also the clitoris, which a lot of people, I mean, even if you don't know a whole lot, there's still the clitoris there. They may be familiar with that. So if you lift back the clitoral hood, it exposes the clitoris. So all of that is an erogenous zone. It's filled with 8,000 receptors, and it's very, very sensitive. We are the only one out of men and women. We have 8,000 there in the clitoral area, and then the men only have around 4,000 nerve endings there.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And so, again, far superior, not going to lie, kind of amazing to be a woman. Then we have the vaginal opening, the vagina. You also have the lips. So there's two sets. You have the labia minora, the labia majora, which are the two lips. There's also erogenous zones in there. You have the perineum and the anus. All of this is...
Yes, I agree. And it's funny because a lot of people think that most women cannot, like you said, actually have an orgasm with their vulva. Mm-hmm. It comes from the clitoris, but because it all kind of combines together, they don't, people that haven't really understood it, that's what happens basically.
Yeah, and so the clitoris most commonly is talked about just the little tiny pearl, they call it the pearl, right at the top above the vaginal opening. Sometimes it's kind of covered by a hood. Sometimes you can pull that back and it's exposed. And it, like I said, it's very, very, very sensitive. But now we're starting to understand that most of women's orgasms come from the clitoris, even if it is a vaginal orgasm, because it has such a vast network. So the clitoris has two legs that come down. They're going to be inside the body. You can't see them, but there's two legs that come down that they say that pretty much all orgasms derive from.
Yes, correct. And then it also says that this is a great thing that I read the other day is cherries don't pop. So if they say, will you please stop calling it a cherry? Because most people with vaginas are born with a hymen, which is that thin piece of skin, which lays across the part of the vaginal opening. But whatever we've heard, the rumors that they say, it is not a piece of popping. It's not like bubble gum.
Right.
It's basically if it's like actively riding a bike, or even people, if you've never put a tampon in or something like that, that can happen. But if it is during sex, if you've never had sex before, or it just hits that particular area, yes, it can bleed a little bit, but it is not a cherry. So
thank you for clarifying
the record
that.
straight.
Oh,
yes.
I have
yes.
some not so fond memories of
yes.
that.
So
when I was younger.
Rumors are rumors. And
Because they just sensationalize that, and I just don't appreciate how that was described. So I love that we've kind of evolved much further than the men's description of what that is for sure. So but please be aware that all of this whole area is a vast erogenous zone. Even the mons, the area that's on the front side of the body, that's the mound above the clitoris, where most people have hair, even if you've lasered it. That was a different topic we had. Yep. But even that's an erogenous zone. So you could do a little bit of like oral play there, and you can actually have an orgasm right in that whole area, not even touch the vaginal opening or anything. So this whole area is super erogenous. And so on that topic, it makes me think about oral sex, so cunnilingus. And I don't know, but I'm curious what's the percentage of men say that's not my thing, because then I would be like, well, then I'm not your thing.
right And just so you know that your vagina can get wet, even if for a bunch of reasons, hormonally.
Exactly.
I mean, daily that cervical mucus or whatever is excreted daily. Vaginal wetness should never be considered a signal of consent.
Exactly.
So that's kind of you have to make sure that consent has to be verbalized is the key word on that one.
Consent is a mental and verbal thing, has nothing to do with wetness.
Yes, it can. With sex on the mind, it can open its doors more wider.
Well, exactly, because there are women who are saying yes mentally and emotionally, but vaginally there isn't wetness. So that you cannot use the vaginal canal for consent.
Right.
And so on that note, I think what's really important to point out is anytime there is sexual play, you should consider lube.
Oh, absolutely.
There's lubes with flavor.
The wetter the better is the key word, and it's because it is sometimes it's just not that wet.
Yes.
And it depends, and that has nothing to do with being excited, not excited. It's hormones, it's age, it's life, it's people's body. It is what it is. And so it always, the wetter the better.
Right. And sometimes you're just not warmed up yet enough, or it definitely can take women 15 to 20 minutes.
I agree. Yes.
To really and truly warm up. And so that's why I think that most women should always consider oral sex, because it gives you such an opportunity to relax and to warm up, and so I want to kind of debunk that it's dirty, it's wrong. No. That it's not okay to like that, because then that makes you a bad girl.
That's not true at all.
But I did grow up that way.
And so did I. Yes. And another thing that that people may or may not be aware of is it does change color. It changes because as your blood rushes and stuff. But then obviously if you get more excited and stuff, but it does go back to your normal.
Yes.
After sexy time is over, then it does go back to
so
that.
the color can change as you're aroused. The size can change. So these areas start to swell, just like in a man. That's kind of fascinating that way. I can kind of geek out on that stuff. But, women do get aroused that these areas swell, and then they start to go back, just like men. But thank God we don't have a refractory time like men do. So
Yes.
we can just kind of, within minutes, get right back
Yes.
at it.
Yes.
For multiple orgasms. Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then the other old wives tell us is you can lose a tampon in your...
Oh,
That is not true at all, because what happens is there's that deep end of where your cervix is, and so that's where your uterus is. So that basically being said is it doesn't get stuck in there. You're not going to lose it or whatever.
thank God.
But I know, but people feel that way because it's just, they get scared because if, let's say, they have a tampon and then they have sex and it disappears, it's not going to be stuck in there forever and ever. But it is totally safe. It will extract, but it is kind of one of those things.
Yes, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
Speaking from experience, I actually have had that happen.
So-
And yes, you can retrieve.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
That's kind of crazy. So, on the cunnilingus note, there is there's a technique out there that I think you don't hear a lot about. It's just not talked about a lot. I don't know why, because it's pretty dynamic, pretty amazing, and it's called the Kevin method. So Kivin.
Oh.
Not the name Kevin, but it's Kevin method. Right. And so just to give you, because I mean this is audio, but just to give you kind of an idea. So if the woman is laying on her back, right, and so the whole network there is vertical, right? So up and down. Okay. So then, but the Kevin method, the guy would come in from the side.
Oh.
And so then maybe you would need to put a leg over him.
Which I'm sure there's a name for it.
Right?
I'm sure there is.
And then, so he would come in from the side, and then he's going to go side to side instead of up and down. Okay? So she's up and down, but he goes side to side.
Okay.
With the oral pleasure. And it is the bomb, I'm just going to say, ladies. So experiment, play with this. It's pretty amazing.
I think that sounds very fascinating. I also think that as we get older, that people should love their vaginas. Mm-hmm. You can name your vagina.
Oh, absolutely.
There's called Ya Ya Fancy.
Oh.
Velvet Glove. What the heck? So be proud of it. Name your vagina. Share it with your spouse or your significant other, that person that you're enjoying. And the beautiful thing is as you learn your bodies more, your vaginas can include more tight, more pleasant scented, more even looking, more orgasmic, more pleasurable with your partners because you're loving your own vagina too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That is definitely going to come across in your sensuality, your sexuality, your time in the bedroom, and I think that should also encompass time with yourself in the bedroom.
Yes.
Or the shower.
Yes.
Or the bathtub.
But that is a very important fact of everybody's life that should be
absolutely
enjoyed.
Yeah, it's important to know what you like, what feels good to your body, in your body, so that you can explain to your partner what you like and what feels good.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So there is a funny meme I'm going to have to share with you, and we'll post it as well. And it says, "Wow, you are glowing." And the other person says back, "Oh, thanks. I just masturbated."
Oh, that's... Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, because we need to own our own sexual pleasure. Yeah. We're the only ones that know what feels good to us.
Yep.
Yeah, no one else can tell you. So I don't care if your partner is a master in the bedroom. They don't know what you like. They don't know what feels good to you. Only you know. And so, ladies, it's time for us to stand up, speak up for ourselves,
and share that with them and let them know what feels good to you, because what you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, and it's hard for us as women to receive. We typically don't do that, but I would like to challenge that, and I do challenge myself regularly to say, no, I would like this, or that feels good, or I need help in this area. It doesn't even have to be sexual, but it's important to say, no, I would like support from my partner, and that also goes into the bedroom.
I agree. And that note, ladies, have an amazing day.
Keep it
Cheers.
exciting
And sexy. Cheers. Cheers.